A lot to digest this morning on the retail earnings front. Dick's Sporting Goods rising in a pre-market on a quarterly beat and a raised outlook, but A&F, Abercrombie & Fitch tumbling on this after missing on comps. Canada Goose, Michael Kors parent Capri Holdings, also taking a hit after issuing weaker than expected guidance. You see that number on Abercrombie, Jim, down almost 19% today.
Yeah, you know, we had thought that they were making a comeback. I mean, there really was a sense that they had gotten their act together. And when they give that comp source forecast of maybe being flat next year, why do you want to own that stock? Why do you want to own it? They took away the reason to own it. Hey, I spoke to Danny Reese today from Canada Goose. You know, he told me not to worry about the quarter. That's a very interesting analysis. He's worried about the year. The problem with not worrying about the quarter is what happens if you own the stock? Now, right?
Yeah. If
you own the stock, you feel some pain, don't you? Or is that okay? I mean, because they remember this is not a great time to go buy Canada Goose. They did have a good winter.
They had a very good winter.
So what do you do?
Very good run.
What do you do?
Chinese consumer, very important for them.
They're adding 3 more stores in China. They're doing quite well. Why would you add stores if you weren't doing well? And it is a great brand. Here's my problem with Canada Goose. Lululemon does not have that kind of seasonality. And if I'm going to go buy a high multiple apparel company, I'm going to buy Lululemon. I'm now an expert in athleisure.
You are. Has
yes.
Sarah Eisen gotten to you and told you all about
this? Is not the
life.
This is not the Eisenhower, David. This is our hour.
True, it is.
And I think the Canada Goose is as good as I think. I mean, I found myself in a surreal position because they have unbelievable growth. I mean, when you listen to the growth, they do have. Who has 40% growth? I mean, that's fantastic. But this is not the season to buy, and Danny is not worried. Danny pointed out, this is Danny Reese again, the CEO, who's terrific. He said, look, I put out a number, and I delivered that number. It was the analysts who got above. I actually agree with that. I think that some people are not playing Pinterest, not playing the game, don't want to be in the under-promise, over-deliver game.
Well, is it about
playing against it?
You think it's about sort of the Chinese consumer, or is it just about a $1,000 parka?
He says China's
It's easy to
great.
trade down on that, Jim.
He said China's doing great. He's really happy with China. Look, I think that you raise a great point, which is that if you're gloomy, you don't want to spend $1,000 on a parka, particularly if you just found out how much you saved on that mortgage deduction.
Not.
Well, oh my!
Tax state. Yeah.
But that's because I deliver. You know, I deserve it. I was in the state that voted for Hillary.
Well, maybe on some of these names, on Abercrombie, inventory up 7.
Yeah, that was.
It's a lot of merchandise that you're going to need to sell.
Right, but TJX is down. I think that's a mistake. It's going to end up at TJX and Ollie's Bargain. One of the things that's really interesting is I keep hearing these people say it's going to be $800 more because of the tariffs. That's our rap. You know, the network's views is $800. A lot of people.
$800 overall for every American. If you go to 25% on, I think it's everything.
Well, I think it's nonsense. There's 7,000. CNBC has a story about more than 7,000 stores closing. You want to buy something at TJX, it's going to be a lot cheaper than you think. It is. I mean, where is the growth? Lumber? No. Steel? Down a lot. I mean, there's oil coming down. Beyond meat, okay, so that's expensive. There we go. Right. But there's a lot of inventory in the retail system, and typically you do not pay more when every dress barn is closing.
Yeah.
Dress barn never really had that relevance for me.
Although, I mean, Abercrombie guides Q2 comps flat. We were looking for 2 to 4, Jim. If that happens repeatedly, then we're going to have a story on the U.S. consumer.
You know, I've paid up for toe cleavage in my life. I don't have to. Do you see the Jimmy Choo numbers? The Jimmy Choo numbers from Capri, that was, by the way, that was a big quarter. Yeah. And Versace, I went to the Versace show in Milan. No thanks. No.
To those who would try to Carl's point, make this a reflection of a weakening consumer, that's not the story being told by a handful of these retailers.
It's not. They're just not buying in there. You go listen to Brian Cornell. Brian Cornell, they're shopping at Target. They're shopping at Walmart. Someone downgraded Costco today. They're shopping at Costco. And there's this thing, David, it's a colossus. It's called Amazon. They're shopping on Shopify. They're shopping on Etsy. They're just not shopping a lot of other places. The Canada Goose, where I am, they got a cold room. It's exciting.
Where you go try it on?
Yeah,
it's the
I
experience.
like the cold. when it's hot, I go there.
During the break,
I don't
tell me
buy
where I can
anything.
get a good winter coat. Tell me where and when to buy one, because I do need one.
We'll go to the bogus outlet stores. We'll go to the bogus outlet stores where they make all the stuff for the outlet stores and they claim that it's over, that it's extra inventory, which is why the outlet malls have failed. Because every single one of those, most of those companies make it for the outlet and then claim that they have extra inventory. And people are sick of that. The millennials are wise to the 7-meal millennials know more than we don't ever know.
We're now talking about the death of the outlet mall, not the death of the mall.
Death of the outlet mall, because the millennials have figured out that game.
That Tanger guy's going to come on and say, no way.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
How come the millennials are so smart and we're so stupid?
I don't know.